and tracking Ian from the destruction done in Florida along its path into the Carolinas.
From your breaking news and weather authority on Fox Rochester, this is 13 WHAM News at 10.
There is a new plan to help people in a troubled Rochester neighborhood, business owners along North Clinton, hoping to be part of the solution.
People are dying in the streets like dogs, and that's not fair to their loved ones. It's not fair to me, it's not fair to you. So we want to collectively work together and figure out the problem.
The North Clinton Avenue neighborhood has been a hotspot for violent crime, and now City Hall is getting involved. One item on the agenda is to target problem businesses.
The people of North Clinton Avenue will not be living the hostages. They will not be. They don't want to be.
Just this week, a 3-year-old boy was shot, caught in crossfire while he was sitting in a car seat on North Clinton. He remains in the hospital tonight. The mayor today citing that crime and a long list of others in the neighborhood as he announced a new plan of attack.
So we have to attack these problems on many fronts, on the law enforcement side, but also on the investment side. That's why you see all of my commissioners here today. We will continue to use every single legal means possible to make sure that we dismantle the effects of gun violence.
More police are patrolling the neighborhood. RPD officers working in 12-hour shifts now. But the mayor's plan includes more than just more police. While the city will target some businesses that have been trouble spots, Carla Rogner reports others are doing their part to keep crime away.
Yeah, Doug, some businesses in the North Clinton neighborhood have been hotspots for crime. However, a city rep shared with me today that some businesses have set good examples for the neighborhood, like Big Mama Rose Groceries. On a nice day, you might find Raheen Gaydon grilling and serving food outside his family business, named after his grandmother, Big Mama Rose.
This is her legacy, and if I can stand under her, it's like she's looking down on me.
He's put up signs like this, letting people know he won't tolerate trouble here. More importantly, he says he spends time out here getting to know his neighbors and making this a place where people feel safe and can also get a great meal.
This here is a place where we have recognized that there's change that have to be made. And we are taking the first steps here because this corner here, nothing. We can knock on wood, we can knock on anything. This here corner is not established with any kind of negativity.
Gaydon says he's worked hard to keep crime away from his store. It's located in one of the most violent neighborhoods in Rochester.
We don't want nobody to be judgmental. We don't want nobody to be stereotyped here because there are still good people here, and we are some of them.
Just a few blocks away is a gas station where the city says police have been called to more than 350 times this year, and where a 3-year-old child was caught in the crossfire of a shootout this week. As the city cracks down on businesses like that, Gaydon says it's going to take a lot more collaboration between the city, police, and neighbors to restore North Clinton Avenue.
The main idea of that is more engagement with the community. And what I mean by the community, not just business owners, I mean the law enforcement also. And this is a message also for the law enforcement. Don't just ride by. Stop. Get out the car. Engage. Come inside. Have some coffee. Have some food. Because we are all the same people.
And the owner of Big Mama Rose Groceries told me today he himself wants to start meeting with other business owners on the street to share the strategies that have worked for his business. In the newsroom, I'm Carla Rogner.
All right, Carla, thank you. A retired Greece police officer tonight is facing child pornography charges. State police charged 56-year-old Raymond DePasquale of Canisius, Livingston County, with 3 felony counts. They say a search warrant revealed hundreds of still images and videos showing child sexual assault on devices that belong to DePasquale. The investigation began with information from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And DePasquale, who is due back in court on October 18th, was the Greece police property clerk when he retired from that department back in 2019. The Seneca County Sheriff's Office is still investigating a murder tonight, but they still haven't released much information about the case, only that there was a death in Waterloo today. We got that news this morning. We're still waiting for more information about the victim and specifically where this happened. Deputies did say, however, that there is no danger to the public. The death toll in Florida is climbing tonight. CNN reporting 45 deaths in the state from Hurricane Ian. Ian is now a post-tropical cyclone, but it was still at hurricane strength as it roared ashore in South Carolina today.
Hurricane Ian barreled down on South Carolina's coast, making landfall just south of Myrtle Beach with winds of 85 miles per hour. The people there had scrambled to set up sandbags and were then warned to stay indoors.
Stay off the roads unless it's an emergency. This is a very, very dangerous thing because you never know when it's going to turn.
As Ian pummeled the Carolinas, rescue crews in Florida were still desperately looking for people still stranded in their homes.
I'm in the desert. Give us a minute. We'll come up there. We'll come there.
Hundreds of people have been rescued, but officials say more help is needed.
Whenever we left on the boat, it was just a scary feeling like you don't know if you're ever going to see them again, if you're going to see your house again, your animals again.
Ian slammed Florida's southwestern coast Wednesday as a Category 4 storm, bringing a life-threatening storm surge, historic flooding, and winds of up to 150 miles per hour. The devastation is catastrophic, and the death toll continues to rise.
It's going to take months, years to rebuild. I just want the people of Florida to know we see what you're going through and we're with you.
President Biden approving major disaster declaration requests for Florida and South Carolina and providing both states with immediate access to federal money.
Red Cross are sending people, supplies, and blood to areas in Florida impacted by Ian. We have more information on 13wham.com.
We are still tracking what is now post-tropical cyclone Ian as it moves north through the Appalachians. Made landfall again today in South Carolina, just between Myrtle Beach and Charleston as a Category 1 storm. Now has weakened as the pressure has risen, losing those tropical characteristics as well. Winds still at 60 miles an hour and moving northwards at 15 miles an hour. Now looking closer to home, you've seen the clouds out there all day, hazy at times, increasing now as we've gone through the evening. Those are the northern fringes of the cyclone there, and we won't see any rain, fortunately, as we go through the weekend. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. Temperatures now in the upper 40s, lower 50s for some areas, and we'll see those drop back a couple more degrees through the overnight tonight. You can see the wind gusts and the wind very calm right now. That'll also change as we go through the weekend as well. Now, starting off tomorrow in the mid to upper 40s, mostly cloudy skies, becoming mostly overcast through the afternoon. Tomorrow, temperatures in the lower 60s by tomorrow afternoon. The rest of the weekend, it's kind of give and take. We'll show you what you can expect the rest of the way coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, John. The overtime rules for farm workers are changing, and it's a controversial change. The state labor commissioner today made the announcement farm workers in New York who now don't get overtime until they've worked 60 hours in a week have won their battle to get overtime after 40 hours. This change is going to be phased in gradually over the next decade. Now, while many have fought for this change and supported, others are critical. A New York farmers group says it's deeply disappointed, calling it an ill-informed decision. And it's asking the governor to step in. A dairy farmers group says it can only hope our talented staff will stay with us as we're forced to cap their hours in the years to come due to razor-thin margins. Coming up, slowing the progression of Alzheimer's, why a local doctor says he's optimistic. And a verdict today for an American sailor accused of setting the fire that destroyed a ship. And next, Russia moving ahead, claiming more of Ukraine as its own, with Putin just signing the paperwork.
Tomorrow morning on Good Day Rochester, motherhood and the Great Resignation, the issues the pandemic created for moms when it comes to working outside the home. Good Day Rochester, that starts at 5 on 13.